The House's January 6th committee hearing has finally kicked off with, unsurprisingly, very little Republican support. I think you've got, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. But apparently, that's because most Republicans think that, well, it's not our fault that January 6th happened. No. I mean, yes, we were with Trump and we voted against certification and, the election and all that stuff. But the January 6th riot, not our problem. We didn't do that. Oh, no. In fact, I'm going to go to a video here from House GOP Conference Chair Elise Stefanik, pointing the finger at, well, the real reason. The real person behind January 6th.
It is a fact that the U.S. Capitol Police raised concerns, and rather than providing them with the support and resources they needed and they deserved, she prioritized her partisan political optics over their safety. The American people deserve to know the truth that Nancy Pelosi bears responsibility as Speaker of the House for the tragedy that occurred on January 6th. And it was only after Republicans started asking these important questions that she refused to seat them.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Oh, the American people, they deserve the truth, which is why I'm going to tell them the most ridiculous lie imaginable. I'm sorry. Nancy Pelosi, apparently, according to Stefanik, it's Nancy Pelosi's fault that the insurrectionists were there and got into the building. I'm sorry, what? This is claimed by Republicans. Well, they say, well, they wouldn't have ever gotten to the building if Nancy Pelosi weren't in charge of security at the Capitol. Wait a minute. Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House. Now, it is true that she appoints the Sergeant at Arms, who was on the Capitol Police Board that oversees the police during the insurrection. But here's the thing. Nancy Pelosi, while she appoints the person, doesn't mean that she runs the thing. Doesn't mean that she interferes in day-to-day operations or oversees day-to-day operations when it comes to the Capitol Police. So how the hell is it her fault? What did she do? And by the way, how is it her fault when really you can look at the people who actually did the insurrection? Maybe you should look at them when it comes to looking for people to blame. I'm just saying. I mean, did we forget about the whole thing where they were incited by the former president of the United States? How is it that Republicans have the balls to come up here and say, how dare you not protect us against the people that we incited to invade the Capitol building? Must be your fault. Impeach Nancy Pelosi. I know, I added that second part, but understand these people are batshit crazy. Okay? Speaking of batshit crazy, here is Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is now also going to go on to attack Nancy Pelosi.
January 6th committee has started, and this is Nancy Pelosi's witch hunt. This is her final vendetta against the president that she hates with a passion. This woman is blind with rage and evil, and she's launching this political attack on all of us.
Blind with rage and evil. Oh, I guess she's attacking all of us. Oh, actually, that kind of sounds like you. Now, spoiler, right? Well, maybe not spoiler, but to be clear, this guy's not a fan of Pelosi. I'm not, okay? But holy shit, these people are insane. Yeah, I know, I just referred to myself in the third person. What the hell? But here's the thing. So I disagree with Nancy Pelosi on some issues when it comes to policy positions. Okay? I think that she's far too conservative for my liking economically. I think she's too wedded to corporate interests. But unlike Marjorie Taylor Greene, I actually have substantive reasons to dislike Nancy Pelosi. Not that, oh, she's evil. Oh, she's full of blind rage, hates the president. Former president to you, lady, by the way. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene is insane, and her fans eat it up. They love it because, understand, this is not about having political and policy differences. Okay? They literally believe that she is evil, that she is in league with the devil and then molests and eats children. That's what they believe. Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, she's QAnon. That's what they believe, that there is a satanic pedophile cult that is taken over, run by the Democrats in Washington, D.C. And there's a large contingent of Republican voters that believe it. And there's a large contingent of Republican officials that promote it. Understand, too, that presents a problem when it comes to policy, right? So these things are linked, right? So understand that that's kind of why you can't work with Republicans on things that we actually might agree on. And I'm not talking about politicians here. I'm talking about, Republican voters, right? $15 minimum wage. Deeply popular across the board, right? Medicare for all, 70% approval rating. The idea of having government-sponsored health care and a single payer, that's incredibly popular, even among Republicans. But none of that matters when they think, sure, yeah, I like the idea of health care, but I really don't want to work with people that want to kill and eat my family, like the current Democratic Party. Okay, but that's insane. But understand, this is a result of the culture war. They've been told that trans people having rights will destroy everything they've ever loved and cared about, which is nonsense. Trans people just want to piss in peace in the bathroom that they feel most comfortable in. More Republicans, politicians, have been caught creeping into bathrooms than trans people, okay? Who are, by the way, trans people often tend to be more victimized in bathrooms they are not safe in, okay? But as long as you have Marjorie Taylor Greene and Fox News and the right-wing culture wars and this bullshit rhetoric, Republicans will never serve the interest of regular working people, because that's not who the politicians represent. Politicians represent the rich, and they distract the voters with insane conspiracies and lies. Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally standing for an alleged billionaire, Donald Trump, and attacking a multimillionaire, Nancy Pelosi, over an event pushed by billionaires onto well-to-do people who were mad that people decided to elect someone who's a little less openly racist than they are. Remember, the January 6th rioters were business owners, okay? People with money, which may explain some of the light sentences we've seen so far. Regular people, by and large, were not part of the Capitol riots. Why? Because regular people were busting their ass. They were hustling to stay alive during a pandemic. They didn't fall into a reactionary hole with QAnon. So they didn't even have the time. They're too busy working. They're too busy trying to figure out, hey, how the hell am I going to get health care? That's not part of this group of unhinged people. And see, understand, this is a big problem here with the culture wars launched by these right-wingers and reactionaries. This does not help. None of this helps regular working people. The Republican Party is now 100% a reactionary party. You can just look at their leaders to understand that. Look at their rhetoric to understand that. They don't want to get anything done. They don't actually want to do anything in government. They would rather sit there and defend conspiracy-fueled insurrectionists until they get back into power, to which, of course, they will go back to serving themselves and their donors by giving them tax cuts and deregulation for corporations. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.